अरे मेरे मामा ओए मेरी तो
कैसे यार
ओए मामा तो बता
पर स्विमिंग पूल का हम हल्के थे
ए करिश्मा मालूम ना
ऐसे रेस्टोरेंट
As a percentage of deliveries over 140 kilometers an hour in the first two overs in one ball. It's probably the quickest score of this tournament. Again, the ball is 20 for no loss.
कौन इसको कम गया नहीं यार
His white ball doesn't swing for too long.
इसको यार कौन माना था
पापा
एक साइड
ला मुझे
Like most bowlers from the subcontinent, even if they possess the pace, always have a ball in which they take pace off. Up to the middle, drive versus pace. Darkness movement currently is going very well to the offside. That's against spin, of course.
Sarah, look! Look! Oh, Sarah, look! Look, 6! Hey, hey! तेरी मारे तो छक्का ही छक्का मार देता
Young age, growing up in the Caribbean, and serving him well now as he takes on international cricket. Very calm, very composed, pretty thoughtful kind of guy, and he's worked things out pretty quick. There'll be greater challenges ahead for sure. Beautiful play again, just finding the gap. Even under real pressure.
We won 6 again.
And they're making some changes.
Nasi one.
Deep mid wicket.
कुने देश को इंडिया को आए और कुने देश को नहीं
So now he can stay leg side here. He knows that Luke Wood's going to bowl the it's a leg stump. He can't be too far outside off stump.
डॉट खाए और ये डॉट खाया
15 came off that over to go with 14 from Archers. 31 for no loss.
31 for no loss. 41 for no loss Nepal. 0 wicket. No loss, 1 wicket भी नहीं रहा.
हर सपना एक सफर है. हर सफर में गम है.
इंडिया पाकिस्तान चल रहा है. छोड़ देंगे. इंडिया को चलने लगे.
मनी बैक का वादा. एशियन पेंट्स ब्यूटीफुल होम्स पेंटिंग सर्विस. 8050
पाकिस्तान तेरी छोड़ देंगे. अब घुरते ले रहे हम. स्पिनर ले आएगा. स्पिनर ला घुरते ला झूलो आंधे ही घुरते. सुनो वो लेफ्ट हाथ से. हनी बैटमैन का कम.
Slow spin. Very early, just before the Liam Dawson.
Dawson. Queen! क्या आने वाला? हम लोग हो में हैं. मुर्दा. सालाई.
Really impressed with Nepal against the pace. You can have a look at against Spain. Done the job against the new ball. Out of the attack. She's been around for a long time.
ये मेरो बाबा
Competitor. And they need it now.
गाइस नेपाल वर्सेस वाइन हो रहे हैं
Surya Kumar Yadav played a magnificent innings yesterday.
Beth
He really
Hall,
had to be here to enjoy it.
Beth Hall,
84.
Beth Hall.
Tim Seifert today, player of the match in that New Zealand run chase against Afghanistan. First time 175 plus has been chased down against Afghanistan. Some good innings already.
अब इसमें हम विकेट डाल सकते हैं
1-2. It's quite enjoying this outtake strike.
सोए बोलना है क्यों बचा
इन्होंने तो चौका छक्का उड़ाउनु पर्छ
हां गुर्ते हां खै मोटा ये बोला यल्लाई
I don't know where their journey will end, but they're making quite a case for themselves today. Nepal.
हां ये
His opening stand in a T20 World Cup match has not
वो
been
तो
that
प्लेयर तो
serious. This is the market is taking. The whole thing is it's Nepal versus India. And the stadium is heaving. It's noisy.
Well, usually what it was last night for most of it.
जितोस् भनौँ न जितोस्
Used to bowl in
Yes,
the
Nepal will
first
win.
6 overs. I think for the left-arm spinner this side you expect it to almost.
खै जान्छ भन्ने मलाई लागेको थियो
Inevitably had to be spin. Let's see him also.
Yeah, and he's a great competitor. Loves this kind of atmosphere. He loves these moments in games when he's under pressure because the team of league runs. That is an important breakthrough and a key moment. Just held a little bit. You can see there, it just held a bit of reserve, as you like for Luke Wood. That's what it means to Dawson, and that's what it means to England, who were and are under the cosh here. A good start for Nepal. Shay couldn't himself get going. 7 from 9, 37 for 1.
सिर्फ 15 दिन बचे हैं। प्रेशर में अभी भी लाइन बिगड़ जाती है। सेलेक्टर्स आखिर देखते क्या हैं?
सेलेक्टर्स देखते हैं कंसिस्टेंसी, सेम लाइन और लेंथ पर फोकस करो और एक्यूरेसी ट्रैक करो, कंट्रोल ट्रेनिंग प्लान करो।
आपका भटूरा और हम भटूरा
अरे लच्चू रोहित
अन्डा तिनटा अन्डा आयो फेरि
अन्डा खानु पाउँछ अचल खानु पाइरहेको छु 73 इनिङ स्ट्राइक रेट 19 बेस्ट
On
एक्सेप्ट
average 27.8, you don't mind that.
मेरो
You'd like it to be more, obviously.
कति छ
As this T20 game goes further and further, the strike rate becomes the most important
रे रोहित भाइ
indication.
ब्याक टु ब्याक विकेट लगाएर
Just stopped on but
छोड्दै छोड्दै अनि
first over from Dawson. 6 off at 37 for 1 after 4.
क्रिकेट ये सिर्फ एक खेल नहीं, दीवानगी है। दीवानगी जब क्रिकेट की छाती है, सारा इंडिया दीवाना बन जाता है। इस दीवानगी में दीवाना इंडिया का दीवाना हम सब हैं।
आसिफ राम्रै गर्ने
प्योरिटी और प्राइस में श्योर। 1 लीटर कैंपा श्योर सिर्फ 15 रुपए में। तो फिर है श्योर है।
This is going to be a contest now. Jofra Archer's changed ends. He's putting the Kushal Gurkha who's 28 of 14.
ल भाइ अब हुन्छ रमाइलो
But England have got a wicket now.
England have got a win now.
Everything he's bowled today has been over 140.
हेर्नु पर्दा भन्न खोजेको
त्यस्तै हो
कस्तो घुम्रे बनाएको पर्दा नि
कति बेला पाउँछ म यार आउट भइहाल्छ
Bowl it in towards the stumps, hold and grip away from the bat. In the end, it just holds enough to get the top edge. Tries to bowl at the stumps as much as possible.
Sit.
First example of pace off from Archer.
लास्ट विकेट आसिफ 9 मा 124 रनको स्पिड 124 को स्पिड
Worried when the big fast bowlers goes diving and sliding around the boundary. Is there almost a case to be made for saying it's okay if you concede two, but don't lose a bowler?
Yes and no. I mean, they're athletes, they're proper athletes these days. They really are. Expected 1 run here, 1 run there is crucial in the outcome of the game.
So we say missed Ali Khan towards the end of the innings.
त्यही गर्दै बस्छ
Fascinating to follow Rohit's career. He's
मैले त देख्दै देखिन
very, very
हालेको
talented.
थाइ भएन
हामी सिधै
Empire who
Empire
plays outside
बल भइसक्यो
a great deal of ease against the pace of Archer. He stays slightly leg side, almost inviting the shot.
If you were to start your bowling today,
डेढ भाइ
would you be staying leg side of the ball, or would you be still coming in line?
I mean, I stayed leg side of the ball for that very reason, because most leg
You're
sides
right,
are
right,
fluid
right.
on the offside, and you're trying to make that the easier shot for you.
Well, let me reword it. If there's a young kid coming up to you, starting his career, would you tell him to stay leg side of the ball?
Yeah, but not exclusively. That's why I talk about that word intuitive a lot, because what you want to be doing is setting yourself up against the bowler. If he knows which way you're going all the time. You used to call it combat, where it's basically it's an individual game really within a team environment. It's Jofra Archer against the skipper, and it's you v him. And how are you going to outthink him? And how's he going to outthink you? And what are your plans to do that? So if staying leg side of the ball is a way of doing that, yeah, then you can go across. And it's choosing when to do that. It's a great game. It's a mind game, really, cricket. Everyone talks about the technical side of it, but it's a mind game.
Very different over this from Archer.
Around
125 kilometer mark. Everything was 140 plus early on. Sometimes it just takes that one over to say, look, I know I've got pace. Very few people have the pace I do, but is that the right attribute today?
I don't think he did a lot wrong in that first over. I think that was the plan. That's just brilliant batting.
Misfield reduces a single. Still just 3 off the 5. Nepal are 40 for 1.
त्यस्तो भइसक्यो Don't just slide
As so often for his nation, critical aspect in this batting lineup. Crucial target number 3. I suspect from what we saw in the first innings, England are going to bowl an awful lot of spin as Will Jackson comes into the attack. Nice turn on offer. That's
Right.
what Sam joins me. Nasser, it's been a really entertaining contest thus far. It has, and I love the way Kushal played. John Barger just staying on the big side of it and smashing it through the offside. Going to be trialled by spin now. Gets home. One thing that was noticeable in Sri Lanka on England's recent tour, how well their spinners did, albeit in conditions that did spin. But this one's gripping.
53-91.
Interesting to see how Nepal, who are brought up on a diet of spin, plays the England spinners.
घुर्तेल 16 मा 29 आठ बोले
Gun. Stuck in the surface, and Bertel, who looks so at home against pace, with the tailors to dismissals, has given it away.
Yes,
They're going to play spin. We have 2 wickets, both against spin. Will Jacks is having an excellent day. Useful runs in the last 3 overs. And now a useful wicket. Bertel, who was playing nicely, got him off to a flyer. He has to go. And after a fine start, Nepal lose 2 in a hurry. And it's 29 for him, 42 for 2 for Nepal, and time for
Final
Greece.
star Nepal lose 2 in hurry run.
The perfect start that they wanted. India continue to be aggressive.
Will India be the first team to break 300 runs barrier in T20 World Cup? Watch India's group games in ICC Men's T20
Okay, so one more
World
news
Cup
again.
on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
This broadcast is co-presented
Lokesh Bomb.
by ChatGPT and Thumbs Up Taste the Thunder, co-powered by Emirates. Fly better in association with Mahindra SUVs,
Lokesh Bomb.
Apollo Tires, Birla Opus Paints, and Sting Energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not ready for this.
Oh, there, right on the money. Boom, 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 now.
When I get down to the next hit, be mad. I just wanna see, wanna beat, wanna live it.
This is just pretty Bumrah. Masterclass in bowling.
Boil it around with
Bumrah cracks this game open.
Watch Team India's bowling firepower tame its opponent in ICC Men's T20
India
World
versus
Cup
now
2026.
Full on entertainment. Class from Kyle.
Check. ये तो मजा है
Very good pitch here, and that produces good cricket.
दीपेंद्र सिंह ये अब इन्होंने रोने आते
Fascinating
हैं
move, this.
विराल हो गए तो बैट रन विराल हो गया
Dipender Singh Ori is going to be at 4, up the order. Vice captain joins the captain. Nepal, for a side that will face so much spin, struggle
this
against
ये
that
तो
dark
याद
spin.
है
And England have assessed that surface in the
दीपेंद्र सिंह ये
recognised it's tacky, ball stopping within it, and they're going to bowl a lot of spin. Jackson struck from just a second legal delivery. So Iria's going to be to the crease now for Nepal. Good with the ball. What can he do with the bats? He is simply the most adored cricketer in the country right now. In the nation of Nepal, Dipender Singh Iri, they call him the Tiger. One of 5 cricketers in
Hi Soba Chetri hello
You know, the lads need some of that power that he can bring. But look at him between the wickets. He is grease lightning when he turns 1 into 2 in a flash. He's going to need it. A little bit of a leading edge. Will Jacks makes no mistake. It's funny, associate cricket generally in the past you view it blasting them away with pace. Actually it looks like spin to win against them.
Ow! When you ow,
And you
said earlier that they were actually looking forward to facing Jofra. When you said that, that was good for me. I thought, well, that's a good sign. The pace of Archer, they're looking forward to that challenge. Now the next challenge, it's not just this, but one of the best is coming on soon. Adil Rashid.
Yeah, I think you're right on what you say. Historically, associate cricketers have really struggled against two things, express pace and misplaced spin. But the myth with facing express pace and not being comfortable with it is kind of going. The challenge today is going to be spin. And this is probably a combination of two factors, Nasser. One is the day goes on, pitch starting to wear. There's protection. I really want to pounds as no. Calm yourself. Nepal 47 for 2.
इन लड़कियों के लिए एकेडमी कैसे शुरू करें?
सबसे पहले एकेडमी को ट्रस्ट के तौर पर रजिस्टर करिए। इससे आप ग्रांट्स के लिए एलिजिबल हो जाओगे। ग्रांट्स के लिए इक्विपमेंट और डेली ऑपरेशंस का प्रपोजल देना होगा। मैं ग्रांट प्रपोजल और ट्रस्ट रजिस्ट्रेशन चेकलिस्ट बनाऊंगा।
47 ग्राम दे दे।
हजुर बुझिन
मलाई दिन्छ
हेलो
अरे मेरा फोन हमेशा बिजी क्यों रहता है? संजय
सिर्फ काम
तो सर काम डाउन कुरकुरे चटपटे से सब बटे
Pick him. Will Nepal pick him? Starts with that he did then, but it was too wide. He just gave a little bit of pace on the ball and a bit of width.
Adil Rashid.
Going to take on a quick single. So quick, it's scary. Somehow gets home, and he says, "I won't take a second because it's come off me." 150 wickets to Rashid's name. This will be the trademark of this partnership. Lots of ones and twos.
England 47 for 2.
टिभी हेर्दा के गर्दै
Oh, Dipidai, no, भनेको now, Dipidai, now, भनेको आरो रना बला त्यो ठुक्कै यसको ब्याटिङ
Protection out there. Rashid, one of only 6 players to win 50 or more at T20 wickets. He is world class.
He sure is, and he's old school. A modern way of bowling it quickly into the pitch. He still bowls with flight and guile. Well, guys, just interesting that
Right
have decided to bowl their premier leg spinner from the press box end. Lamachani, Sandeep Lamachani bowled from the press box end. There's a little bit more turn for. Good sign.
मार दे
Security और प्राइस में शोर 1 लीटर कैंपा शोर सिर्फ 15 रुपए में मेरा शान है
Sense this partnership will be the critical one for Nepal to harbour aspirations in this chase. Nice salvo, burst from
Come on, Dipe, come on.
English fans cheering Nepal right now.
Come on, Dipe, come on. Tipu.
Great leg side, and he just had to help it on its way. Deep square was very square.
Certainly turn on offer for both Rashid and Will Jacks here. I really would like the matchup. Nick Knight has a look at that turning pitch.
Well, both skippers feel that area there that both Lamachani and Rashid will try and. You can see there's a little bit of turn there. Now, whether that's because of the pace that they're bowling, or whether that's the length that you need to find, well, we'll find out with Rashid. Rashid generally bowls a little slower than most leg spin bowlers, as you've just seen. But that'll be the area that he's trying to bowl to there, and that's why we're highlighting that. That's the length where that ball has turned quite dramatically.
Spot on. They won in the last over, just 44 miles an hour from Adil Rashid. Really brave leg spin bowling. He really feels as though he's missed out there his favourite shot, the cut shot. Rounds out, over 8, it's 70 for 2.
Albion, come on, Albion!
They are sweeping well.
Certainly keeping pace of where they'd like to be. It's going in belief, and so impressive was that heroic from the previous Rashid over to end it out the maximum slug. It's a Dawson for his second. Change of ends for him. Al have got fragility against left arm spin in particular, despite facing so much of it. Irie is a for 2 here. It's uncomfortably. Here by the cardiac kids. This is their brand of
Yeah, because they got power, so with 6 boundaries and 6s, so the fielders have gone on to the fence, literally right back on the boundary, and then they knock it. So your bad delivery and your good balls are going for 2.
Again, he goes immediately. Hale just slightly slips, so he says no. They're so quick though, and just have a look at the running and the technique to it. Sense England being dragged into a contest all of a sudden. This partnership started very, very brightly. We're 32 off just 19.
Even more of a contest if they hadn't got 45 off the last 3 overs, and Nepal were just chasing 160. Good partnership developing. Sensible cricket. Plenty of time left. Don't go too hard too early. Put pressure on England. Curran yet to bowl. That may be their next throw of the dice from Harry Brook.
Curran with his moon balls and his variations.
One of the things that will give Nepal some real belief in this chase is the form and the X factor hitting ability of Gulshan to come. I know he's listed there at 7, he could float anywhere. Or 6 depending upon the situation. Really strong dead ground. This sticks in the surface and Marie may be fortunate to survive.
Yeah, used pitch, same pitch as USA.
India.
Now we are seeing signs of wear and tear.
सिर्फ 15 दिन बचे हैं प्रेशर में अभी भी लाइन बिगड़ जाती है सिलेक्टर्स आखिर देखते क्या हैं
सिलेक्टर्स देखते हैं कंसिस्टेंसी सेम लाइन और लेंथ पर फोकस करो और एक्यूरेसी ट्रैक करो कंट्रोल अपने आप आ जाएगा मैं तुम्हारे लिए 15 दिन का लाइन कंट्रोल ट्रेनिंग प्लान बनाऊं
आपका भटूरा और हम भटूरा 110.66. I was going to ask you who is that because Nepal have players who are slight in build, not massive, tall, big strikers of the ball. Like Bangladesh at times, who have small, wiry cricketers at times have struggled to finish an innings. Events at Adil Rashid. Stuart Law has spoken about it actually, that it's more about the technique of hitting. That's what they're working on. They may not have the power in build and stature, but they work specifically on their technique of hitting and clearing the run.
That's where Ja is the exception to the rule, as you rightly point out. On the whole, generally they do not have very tall players. Ja over 6 foot, but he really gives the ball a good level. Left-handed factor as well. Skillful again from Rashid, all the way down to 43 miles an hour that side.
To 12 over off the last 5. I think they struggled to finish their innings. Stuart Law will need someone, if they are going to be strong in this World Cup, they're going to have to get over the line and someone to finish in the last 5 overs.
Superb.
What a shot! Bye.
Into position early.
Good shot, Dipti. Babu, here shot is. What's that shot? Here shot is.
A leg break.
Here shot is there.
To the sweep or reverse sweep. It's noticeable Adil Rashid has been slog swept for 6 and now reverse swept for 4. They're going to use the sweep.
Sure he picked that one out of the hand. Good adjustment to the goofy to turn sharply. Excellent innovation. Really looks determined to make a big impact. Even better.
अरे मेरा फोन हमेशा बिजी
Big
कुरकुरे चटपटे से चटपटे
India get the perfect start that they wanted. Will continue to be aggressive.
Will India be the first team to break 300 runs barrier in the T20 World Cup? Watch India's group games in ICC Men's T20 World Cup live only on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
Dawson's been the stand-up. 1 for 11 from 2 overs.
England 84 by 3, Nepal 85.
Very rare there with the attack is taken to Rashid. You watch so much English cricket. What have you seen the attack taken to Rashid like that too often?
Not very often, absolutely not.
नेपाल हुनु नेपाली कहाँ बोल्नु अमेरिका नेपाल
एउटा उसले भनेर रहेछ कि नेपालीहरू
Some of
उहाँ
the stroke players been
चन्द्रमा
absolutely
भइरहेछ
breathtaking. Sweep
उहाँ
shot.
के अरे अमेरिकामा गेम भएको
Last ball was first over, then the
उसको के अरे
reverse
नेदरल्यान्डको
where it's
क्याप्टेनले
away
म
to
चाहिँ नेपालमा
right
हेर्नु
away.
जस्तो
And that one over extra cover. This has been stunning batting against England's premier spinner. Dawson is holding his nerve.
55-2
That's a great strength of his.
Way!
उता जान्न कति मिठाको होला
Message watch Irie.
नेपाली
Winder Singh Irie.
सुनील गवास्कर आइसिसी टिकट
Stunning batting. Yes, there was width on offer. But he was flying his hands through that. The bottom hand leaping in to get the cow, and he got the elevation to get it over extra cover. It's a magnificent shot, and England will be worried. They will be really concerned here.
Tell you what, if I was in the venture capital industry, I'd be asking for a deck from Nepal cricket. You're looking seriously as an investor.
We'll throw a few rupees their way.
किन
Right?
दुईटा चाहिँ राम्रै खेल्यो नि त
त्यसमा भन्नु अहिले आफ्नो
Depends on the purse I had.
Oh, now you're backtracking, aren't you?
If I had a long, large enough purse, yes. Series A funding round the corner.
ओहो यो लावा छक्का हो कि
A long way to go. Just can't help but just think about the end of the innings. When
दुईटा
Jack's
खानै नपाएको छ कि
made
बलले
that cameo, was it 40 odd in three? Last three.
ब्याटिङ गरे
Chasing 160.
अर्कोले त हराउँछ
Still on, absolutely still on.
Interesting that Dawson's variation ball is bowling it quicker, whereas Rashid is tossing it up much slower. I mean, that ball was a couple of balls ago was 93 kilometers an hour. Rashid bowled one at 70.
So in your experience of watching spin in white ball cricket at this ground, which is vast, what works better? Into the pitch hard or throwing it up like Rashid does? Or does it vary so much?
India have got two who do it differently, with Kuldeep and Varun. Varun Chakravarti is about 90-95 kilometers an hour throughout. Kuldeep's about 84-85. 91 for 2 every 11.
66 बोलमा
ये सिर्फ एक खेल नहीं, दीवानगी दीवानगी जो क्रिकेट की चाहती है सारा इंडिया इस दीवानगी में इंडिया के साथ अंधे दीवाना इंडिया का दीवाना हम सब हैं
इन्डियाको एउटा म्याच हाइलाइट दिन्छ अरे
आपका फतूरा और हम फतूरा हरमी
91 of 11. They now need 94 of 9. Required rate 10.44. They've not let it go to 12-13. Once it heads into that territory, 12-13 or so, it's very difficult. And England have turned to Sam Curran.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Curran does here in terms of whether it's wrist behind the ball, coming down the side of the ball, or even out the back of the hand. I don't think he'll
श्याम करण आयो
pace
श्याम
on.
करणले
Right to start with, just to get into his action, but let's see.
You want to look at that skills kill again.
वाइ
Starts all wide down the leg side. Variation 90, thread 74.
Seemed a little rusty, bizarre. They just come from Sri Lanka playing 3 back-to-back T20 games.
और गेट पार्टनरशिप
They played
टीटी
beautifully.
अफ 30
They went round the park a few times with a new ball, but the spinners and everyone seem to get it spot on. It's been a little rusty. It seems that way anyway.
But it's so slow that even the enemy has dropped it the other line.
कम on नेपाल कम में चौका
That was played a beauty here because he really had to wait. It's not out the back of the hand, but it's a very
इन्होर खाले रहेछ के
off cutter. It's just a fraction full because he used his feet.
Maybe picked him. Or predicted.
Yeah. One day, look at the flag of Sra.
Just as well as a fielder, you don't normally see one that fine. Where's the chance these two will come from? Try the pace or not, they need to face off.
Win Bedika, 48% Nepal, 52%.
17 now. But Rashid, 2 overs for 23. At some point now, do they go back to Archer for one more? Jax is 17 of 2.
Yeah,
On this run in between the wickets, they wanted to. They've run exceptionally well. The point is very valid, Harsh. I mean, if you're Harry Brook, you are thinking, right, anchors, Archer, definitely Rashid. I think he can go to Rashid in a minute, and it's pretty much an even ball game, says the Wood predictor. 48% just past the halfway point in the chase. Just 2 days into this T20 World. The Netherlands, USA, Scotland decent against the West Indies. Now Nepal against England. Gap is shortening. The gap is shortening. That's something we all wanted to see when this World Cup expanded to 20 teams.
Whole point of it doing it, to go to 20 teams, to showcase the skills of nations around the world, not just the usual suspects. So far, they've started well, really well.
100 comes up. And
Then it's also for Nepal.
106 for Chile. Will it come down to getting into one new joints, I wonder, towards the end?
48 ball में 85 रन चाहिए इंडियन 106 रहेछ
Then it comes down to not only the skill of the batters, but also their mental balance. They're going to have to get those 2 control overs in soon. They take a run on that too. Needed a directive. They're scampering after everything, Nepal. And they got 10 of the current over. 101 to 2 from 12.
हर सपना एक सफर है, हर सफर में दम है। अगर पेंटिंग में टाइम लगे ज्यादा
20% मनी बैक का वादा।
एशियन पेंट्स ब्यूटीफुल होम्स पेंटिंग सर्विस
80504
80504
India get the perfect start that they wanted. India continue to be aggressive.
Will India be the first team to break 300 runs barrier in T20 World Cup? Watch India's group games in ICC Men's T20 World Cup live only on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
I think his great skill, his pace on. We shall see. He might see it differently, but he can't be saying that, Joff, come on, right, crank it up.
First over, everything 140 plus. Second over, mid 120s. Now he started at 110. He'll come down to your pace, mine shortly.
He won't come from my height, Harsh, that's for sure. But yeah, he sees it differently. He's gone lower ball straight away. Good one too, landed on a decent length. Now does he go full, fast? Mix it up, make it difficult for the batters to set themselves.
यस्तो बल चाहिँ छोड्न छोडेपछि के मर्दा यसलाई त्यो क्यानी होला क्यानी होला
He's got all the variation. What I'd like to see is a little bit more usage of the Yorker. It's predominantly his sort of back of the length, headed hard because of his beautiful whippy action. The average is 9 bowling these leg cutters.
एक हिलर छ फेरि यही फिल्डर छ कि जहाँ फिल्डर छ त्यही हान्छ
Push that one through a bit more. So this is good so far from Archer. The batters, Irie, Waddell, are just going to have a little chat. And this is where they've got to keep their cool. Glove punch, calm down. All right, we haven't managed to get a boundary just yet. Don't panic. Very easy to say, much harder to do.
Into no man's land. Just 2 of this over so far. It's a good one. England needed Archer to deliver a good over.
Right, he's got to get out of this over as far as England are concerned without a boundary. Conversation there between the captain and Jofra Archer, maybe just saying, listen, if you want to give him one leg side, I've got no problem with that, I've only gone for 2. Straight away the asking rate goes up to 11.5, 3 of the over, 104 for 2.
अरे मेरा फोन हमेशा बिजी क्यों रहता है संजय?
नहीं बॉस हूँ इसका सिर्फ काम
वही तो सर calm down. कुरकुरे चटपटे से सब बटे. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not ready for this.
Oh there, right on the money. Boom, 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 now.
When I get down to the night, yeah, be mad. I just wanna see, wanna beat, wanna live it.
Oh, knocks him all out. This is just free Bumrah. Masterclass in bowling. Bumrah cracks this game open.
Baby, just come down and get me.
Watch Team India's bowling firepower tame its opponent in ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026.
You think he's playing a really good? Because they're going to go after Rashid. 2 overs for 23, but they will seek release from the previous Archer over from this one from Adil Rashid. Well, I don't think the batters will change their tactics. So how quickly will he bowl it? Will he give it some air or fire it through like that? Archer will cut that off, and they're very quick between the wickets. It's as simple as, I'm not sure about buying a wicket without a Rashid. I shall sort of take your point. I think it's just good going for 2 guns at a crucial juncture. What's right about the speeds? I've got to keep an eye on the speeds. This is going to be the contest. Deepinder Irie against the leg, up against the leg spinner. Push through, push through. I don't think there's a loopy one coming for a while. But when he has bowled a loopy one, it's disappeared.
40 मा 80 जाने
Wide rate just creeping towards 12. Oh, nice, smashed away.
Absalom! What a shot! What a shot from Rohit Kumar Paul! 6! 6! Why not Pokemon?
It's a rare day when Adil Rashid is scratching his head.
Feel the thrill.
It's a rare day when you've got an Adil Rashid over almost taking the pressure off. Over the years, he's probably England's best white ball bowler across styles.
Choka bhari pani पनि हो नि
Don't see too many of those from Adil Rashid. Booted there, it's dragged down and on the wrong line. And it's powerful stuff.
Chauka Deependrale! Come on Deependra bhai, come on! On Deependra!
13 of that over. And there's a ball left. Rashid has now gone for 36.
On beta, on both here.
Some cricketer. This Deepinder Irie bowls well. Flamboyant, aggressive batter. Absolutely sensational in the field.
Break bhai gaya. What a 12 4 17 18 की होनी चाहिए. 17 18 बजे आनी है.
Watch India's group games in ICC Men's T20 World Cup live only on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
This broadcast is co-presented by ChatGPT and Thumbs Up Chasing the Thunder, co-powered by Emirates. Fly better in association with Mahindra SUVs, Apollo Tires, Birla Auto Paints, and Sting Energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, not ready for this.
Out there, right on the money. Boom, 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 now.
When I get down to the next hit, be mad. I just wanna see, wanna breathe, wanna live it.
This is just free Bumrah. Masterclass in bowling. Bumrah cracks this game open.
Baby, just come down and get me.
Watch Team India's bowling firepower tame its opponent in ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026.
Biggest cricket league in the world. Full on engine.
That's very. That ball I knew it. I like Molly.
Continue to be aggressive.
Will India be the first team to break 300 runs earlier in T20 World Cup? Watch India's group games in ICC Men's T20 World Cup live only on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
But one, he's been the pick of the bowlers.
Kati run bhai haru ta?
Bowls one. Bowls two. That's 4 overs gone there. You need to get 2 out of Sam covered, I think. Might be setting over Mumbai, but it's rising over Nepal cricket at the moment.
This में 62 रन चाहिए अवसर है.
2,000 runs.
36 में 62.
First Nepalese to get to that landmark.
एक बॉल 2 रन चाहिए होंगी. भाई भगवान की.
Without 38, doing real problems. Current changes ends.
This to not Sura. Accelerate.
Accelerate, it says. That's what they did in the previous over.
गांव को तो नहीं हम देंगे. श्याम करो मैं छोड़ दे उन्हें तो.
62 of the last 6. There will be a
श्याम करो मैं हम दे उन्हें.
Is there firepower to come for Nepal? It's going to the key bowler from here, Sam Curran. At least 2 overs from Curran. Long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square, long off, deep point.
Yes, 2 football हमने भी माला यही रिश्ते से किया सर. मरे सिंधे ही बाहर हो गए.
Sometimes they will be under.
माला रिश्ते में मरे नाम से नहीं नो दे.
Starts here in front of you. You suddenly
I
can win this one, but I've not been there too often before. Can I navigate my way through to win? That's the pressure now. All for Southern Nepal, moving from being underdogs, challengers to quits. Maybe we can.
How long was that? Yes, come here.
You won't have enjoyed what happened in his first over.
Depende of after.
England are celebrating quite strongly because they're moving forward. please in the crowd here in Mumbai. It's been a wonderful partnership, but it's been broken. And it's Sam Curran who's done it with a change-up, and it's just come off the outside edge. Fans
Oh, bhai, set.
comfortably straight into the break basket. My word, England needed that. It ends a lovely innings, but Nepal now 124 for 3.
Hello, hello.
The roof, but different. The grill, but different. The applause, but different. The seats, but different. Different is in the XUV 3XO Red X series, starting at rupees 8.15.
Already had a fabulous match. Ball
How do you say, guy?
flat off breaks. Well, you got a 15 of warm-up game, but how much is left in the tank from Nepal?
Ball beat by ये ball हार बस इसको वेला ball हार ये तो मैं छोड़ने वाला है
England, and they've been sniffing distance really of a memorable victory, a historic victory, but it's been made just that bit more difficult thanks to Sam Curran taking that wicket. Are things slipping from the bar? But your point about the pressure and the mindset, I think now they've lost the wicket is absolutely crucial. Do they believe? Can they be calm enough? Run rate is now 11. Already the Nepal supporters get my vote for the best crowd choice.
और तो धोबी आंधे के दीपेंद्र ले अफसरा
This is a winning game. Actually, if you respect what happens from there, they won a lot of hearts today, Nepal. They've raised a few questions about England's bowling for the rest of the teams in this tournament. I think the way this England team is structured, it doesn't matter how you score, they have to outscore you.
Hey, मोड़ा रेस्टे कर बस के ये बेला
Hearts and minds and go throughout this T20, regardless of the manner in which they play their cricket, the enthusiasm of the supporters who can get to India because it's not a problem with the visa. I was interviewing some of the Nepal players yesterday, and they were so disappointed that their families couldn't come to the States, couldn't get visas, but they can come to India. That's why you're seeing so many in the crowd. All their families are here. Exactly the over. England wanted a wicket, just 2 runs, 125 for 360 now needed of the last 5.
अरे मेरा फोन हमेशा बिजी क्यों रहता है संजय
नहीं सिर्फ काम
वही तो सर काम डाउन कुरकुरे चटपटे से सब बटे
India get the perfect start that they wanted.
India continue to be aggressive.
Will India be the first team to break 300 runs barrier in T20 World Cup? Watch India's group games in ICC Men's T20 World Cup live only on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
You can feel the tension in that dugout, most certainly. In touching distance. But still plenty of work to do. 5 to go. Skipper's still there. England bowlers under immense pressure. Dawson with 1 to go. He's been pretty miserly. Wicket 1 for 17. It's a hush over the ground for now.
ये खेलने के लिए ठीक ये तो चोर रही थी यार पूरा आउट होने नहीं आते हम माने यार लास्ट में चोर रही थी यार
Can they hold their nerve here? I think of yesterday's game, Scotland, Netherlands, USA got themselves into very similar positions to this and couldn't get over the line. Self-belief. Owen Morgan alongside me.
You can sense the tension building, crowd down, hush around the ground.
And taken. Excellent catch going forward. Now then, wickets beginning to fall. It is the skipper that's played so well. It's Phil Salt in the deep. And England just regain a little bit of control.
Yeah, camera heads prevailing at the moment. Sam Curran made the breakthrough. A big partnership. The other contributor. Their parts absolutely devastating. Phil Salt running in, taking a good low catch. So just checking it upstairs. Looks as if he's got it. Both hands around the ball. Our Paul Rifle just double checking. Just another angle. Right down. Double check. Crucial part of the game. Elbow hits the ground first. For me, it's good. Knocks it
Nepal disrespecting.
Yeah, no doubt. Huge wicket in this one chase. Possibly slipping away out of Nepal's hands. Elbow goes for 39. 26 for 4.
Kim देखा हम पाया लगा पास तेरे गाठन के पास तुमने कौन आया
And a bit of a matchup, of course. Big hitter, power hitter. They decided against that.
Only time will tell whether American Wilson has had an outstanding day. 2 for 19 with still 2 balls to go. He's been controlled, he's got purchase. Incredibly effective, where there's been a little bit on offer for spinners.
पावरै चलाउने ब्याटरमा के भन्यो लागि नलाई यार छी अलि पावर चलाउने पनि हैन अलियन
3 from England wicket so far, ball to go. Just calm the nerves of England fans.
लाग्यो तिमीलाई जित्न सकेन यस्तो खेलेर हुन्न के बाबु यार तँलाई कति सम्झनु मान्छे
England are concerned. Just 4 from it. Liam Dawson done and dusted for the day. 2 for 21 from his 4.
यस्तो खेलेर हुन्न नि बाबु यार अलि यार भन्ने यार
It's a good bounce up.
Dominated.
Teams must be on high alert against India's bowlers.
Staying high alert against India bowlers.
Team India's pace battery is ready to
Roy
clinch the
Nepal
World Cup again.
Yeah, Liam Dawson's a seriously good competitor. That doesn't really show in the numbers sometimes that we put up. He will be into a contest like this and say to the skipper, give me the ball. Likewise for Sam Curran. You're going to see this former skipper. Who are you going to bowl? You're going to go Curran, then what?
Good from Sam Curran.
Come on! Come on, look! Hello!
First boundary, 15 deliveries. Dancing just wide. Take Lokesh away and outside his swing. Who's trying to
look at
outside?
Mare.
To look with that shot. Something won't mind it. Man is in place. That can happen.
Jadi Hanon नहीं?
Han look at Han, beta Han. Mare se aap unko.
देखो क्या निकाल?
What very chauka ane lokele gotcho. Ye marte lokele gotcho. Come on, look. Loke. Kaile yo loke garni. Bulson ade aajke Bulson. Come on, Bulson. You the beauty. Loke, come on.
More luck for Nepal. Just a chat now between Harry Brook and Sam Curran. Slow things down, take the pace out. Shifting away.
National Shari said, "You are chhaka de do. Babu ku yero chhaka na."
He asked more questions in this game than he has been probably in the last couple of years in international cricket. Now goes behind square on the offside. Dr. Archer goes on square on the ring.
Your car, Babu, your car.
39 for 4, 3 to go.
The D20 World Cup.
ICC Men's T20 World Cup every day at 6 p.m.
Interesting numbers. One of England's very, very best. The game at this ground on Wednesday against the West Indies, then England head to Calcutta. More games and then possibly down to Sri Lanka and qualify for the Super 8 status.
Pace of Archer will start with a wide, and I will be very surprised, Morgs, if we don't see a lot of slower balls.
Yeah, his go-to cutters going away from the right-hander. So try and start with a straight line like he did that first delivery. With that hard line, he'll roll his fingers across the ball away from the right-hander into the middle of that surface. Hopefully asking for a little bit of purchase off it.
Still very much in the contest.
Excellent shot. See what Dr. Archer's trying to do. It's not that bad of a delivery. The quality is in the skill of the shot. Face off, almost through it, but goes with it.
Babu, Leon, what's happening? My God.
Sees it all the way over Phil Soule's head. He thought he was in the game, but the timing is just too good. Archer approves.
Harry Shane's nickname is the Iceman, and boy do they need that right now. They need some calm, they need composure. They need it right now. Harry Brook is having an extended chat, as you will have done, Morgs, on many occasions with Jofra Archer. What's he saying?
Very important. Just slow things down.
इसे सब पूरा छोड़ने के लिए क्या नहीं है नहीं उधर से छोड़ने हो
Place and excellent gone. Good catch. Archer with the comeback. And they do lose another, but they're still in the contest.
Yeah, heartbreak for the Nepal fans. Brilliant from Jofra Archer. Always talk about when you concede a boundary. What is your next ball? Yeah, good work behind the stumps from Josh Butler as well. Slow ball away from the right-hander. Arif Sheikh as well for 10, 146 for 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now ready for this.
Set here, Kiadi. Oh, hamro ani buy out of the sauce or in law.
Masterclass in bowling. Umbra cracks this game open.
Watch Team India's bowling firepower name its opponent in ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026.
Wilson, look at you, the beauty, eh?
Power hitter, left-hander. Your time to shine, sir. For Archer, buoyed by the wicket, he has now 1 for 27. He has just a few deliveries to go. Power through the offside, which should be cut off just for one.
Good piece of bowling from Archer. Urges with the cutter. To Joss Butler. Covers all the ground and lands in the middle of his gloves. Good catch, good timely wicket for England.
The Iceman comes and goes.
Wide.
Outside the swing of the batter. I also like this field that he has gone to. Previously a point in the ring on the offside. Point going back and now coming in. It allows him to go straight with all the cover on the leg side available. Pace on, pace off, but also go pace off wide outside his swing. Gives him an extra option at the end.
मेरो बाबा छक्का परेको
ए जित्ने भयो नि त 85 हैन र जित्दैन
14 मा 31 हो नि छक्का हाल्नु के छैन
And a good time to bring in. Very excited about what you're seeing. The world's very excited this morning for this. So they were in a contest World Cup to dream big, and bam has gone boom to keep them alive. 2 to go, Archer under pressure.
मेरो बाबा लोकु तिमी
घाटे मर्काइदिए के अन्त
लोकु संभल के बेटा संभल के
त्यो एउटा कुल हो अहिले इन्डियामा टु आएको का छैन त्यो के लुमी फोटो सर्टेर थिए एउटा गाडी छुट्टै हो चक्कै
Under pressure, he's having another word, Morgan, with his bowler. What's he saying this time?
Yeah, again, like previously earlier in the over, Jofra Archer was being put under pressure. Conceded 6 on the next side for one of his better balls. Harry Wood taking time here just to compose himself. They have to be careful. Not take too much time out of the game because they will be penalised. There is a change in the field, however. Fine leg goes back. Deep point comes up. Possible bouncer or into
बाह्रमा 24 दिस लोकेश आयो अरे Lucas bomb. Look guys, hey, Lucas bombing. 0-6 and
ICC Men's T20 World Cup England versus West Indies Wednesday 6 p.m.
Boulders. Still in it.
12-24. 24. Yes.
Sri Lanka have made the last T20 international over to the previous older jumper is most expensive career ever. It's brought Nepal and their fans their 12th player to life. Again, they've got the two right men at the crease. Jazz, the finisher, he did it again and again in the qualifier in Muscat in October. And bang, with all the faith that's been shown in it by Stuart Law, it's 2-2 play. The second last over. More pressure and momentum. Element of left down on the swing top edge. Nothing Luke Wood. Mourinho can do.
Yo cái đấy xem akan media với có cái lần sau nào ghét gần tiền để phá hủy.
चुट दिया है इंग्लैंड को वाह भाई बोला रे
Rong gạt tiền sao vậy?
वाई आया था उन्होंने कॉपी लगा
Oli to cái đấy. ये भी डाल. Sao bây giờ không dậy?
ये कहानी वाली है तो कुछ
Look at this over, most expensive in the history of archers.
Maximum
to it. Those two from Bab has turned Nepal's way.
Why very
More pressure on that man. He looks calm enough. Surely not.
2 years ago, Nepal played their first T20 World Cup in a decade.
That's 63%.
Danger at that point, he was vilified.
63% by Sapta.
His redemption today with Lokesh
अभी ना आपको उड़ाने बैठ भी वापस नहीं
बाबू इसे कौन लोग खाएगा जा नहीं बाबू
लोग नीति करे यो ऑस्ट्रेलिया का इलाज है
स्टोर वाओ
He was fantastic. He really was. What a player. And played in an era, of course, where Australia was somewhere near.
Messi era de Canada.
International cricket. It's going to be a memorable day for him. It looks like it might be. Luke Wood.
So.
It's come a long way too.
Cái ơi làm được chưa?
đúng rồi tụi nó TV ta cho đi nó
Biết là không biết sao người nào dần tới chuyện này. Routine biết là cái đấy. Biết là tình bé là nhà dần.
Change of pace, but he's hit so well. Straight down the ground. The angles are so well executed.
Cái đó mà nên.
cái nào luôn rồi cũng còn.
What scenes, it's incredible. They went a little bit quiet for a little while when they lost the goal. Now they are back on.
Cái đora cái này solar करेगा solar करेगा हेर्दा हुन्छ र डरा solar गरेर हेर्दा
I'm gonna.
Not quite sure what's going on
कुन
with
कुन
them.
हल्ला छ नेपाल हो के इंग्ल्यान्डलाई
नेपाल
Sprinting.
No balls भने है no ball मा 14 रन जम्मा
60 or so yards, just to reiterate what the plan may be and an alternative option.
यहाँ चाहिँ वहाँ आउने आदि
अलि ज्यादा
74% in fact.
तल पनि यार सेलबार चका 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 भनेर भन्न दिएको
नमस्कार यार बिचारा
To go wide.
छक्का गयो
सुना भन्छ वाइ भागे के तेरा नम्बर 13 किन फुल्दै हिँड्दैछु रिङ लाउ भाइ
त्यो जितेर हेर्नु गर्दाखेरि पनि छोडेर मगाइदियो छक्काले एकचोटि
Pakistan carried the Ireland in New York. But this could be
इसे
right
गर्दा रानी त क्या
up
गर्छु
to history of the game.
इसले अहिले बेग सिकाउन लाग्यो
त्यो विकेटको विकेट आउट भएको पनि
Mix up, but I think they'll be okay with so it's all happening out.
What a match we have had.
चौका
Absolutely
छक्का भन्ने
extraordinary,
भयो
gone right down to
होइन
अगाडि त्यो अगाडि गरेको थियो त्यो जान परेन त्यो क्या
from England's point of view. 10-4.
चौका होइन होइन के
Something on it.
जाने सर हेर्ने छोडेर उभिने नि
हामी कहाँ चाहिँ मान्छे पो गयो के
Desperate to get into
यी
it.
को यो लोकेश बम
Will Jackson's busy just on this occasion. Excellent in the deep.
Critical stop.
गुलसनले एउटा छक्का हान्दै नि हुन्थ्यो
That doesn't get stopped. 7 to win off 7 and Bam's
त्यो काम नै होला हैन
the last 14
छेत्री
points.
हो कपुरी हो बम
Boundaries, they've all gone his way. Extraordinary knock of 35 off 15. I sense this is a big ball,
Yeah, that's a
massive ball.
सबै ढाका टु गेम
See that?
यहाँ इरान एकदम नर्भस छ है
See Harry Brooke is talking to his ball every single ball. Gofrath just coming across, left-hander on strike. So you've got a mixed cover. A deep extra cover. Deep in wicket, deep squares. But they're looking for the boundary.
जा
10
जा भने के छ नि यो
to delivery. What a delivery under pressure from Luke Wood. Not been a straight before him, but he finishes it well. 10 required from 6. Final over.
Yeah, brilliant finish of the over. Conceded 14. Takes
कहाँ
a
भयो अहिले गेम
final delivery. Cross seam, pace on. Was there to be hit.
त्यो छक्का हान्दिएर
Elation for Wood. England still with plenty of work to do. Gulshai goes for 1 Nepal. 75 for 6.
Perfect start that they wanted.
India continue to be aggressive.
Will India be the first team to break 300 runs barrier in T20 World Cup? Watch India's group games in ICC Men's T20 World Cup live only on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
For England.
होला त लोकेश स्ट्राइक
KC.
आर्चर बनाएको अनि आर्चर बनाएको
Spare a thought.
कर्ण श्याम कर्ण आउँछ
Last
आर्चर
night he's thinking what in store for tomorrow. Well,
Shyam
he's
Karan
on
आउँछ कि
fire.
जो
10
आर्चर आउँछ
runs from
भने
6 balls. Lokesh, importantly, is on strike. What an innings, 35 from just 15. Sam Curran, what have you got?
श्याम कर्ण खुद के बाबु पिट्न भने
To start.
Good start to the over.
हारे
Missile hit.
For Luke Wood.
It's start to the final over here. Look at the momentum from England from that
England
wicket
World
into
Cup
this
जीत्ने
double. Best case scenario here for Sam Curran. If he gets Bangladesh on strike, only concedes a single, get the new batter on strike.
Should just be one number. Harry Brook, who does well in the end.
185 को टार्गेट है 176 ले आए थे गए ना जल्दी जाओ 4 बॉल से 4 बॉल आए तो ले उन्हें 4 बॉल गया ना बोलूं जितना के डाउट हो सके 50 ये 8 रन चाहिए 4 बॉल ये इम्पॉसिबल है फाइनल ले उन सके था झुके रहा
Don't think even he could have imagined ever playing at this ground, let alone being within 2 hits of beating England on a first time. I think they needed 2 years ago. It's 10 today. This ball, for me, it's got to go to the boundary.
And Harry Brook has decided that it may well go to fine leg because Jofra Archer has been dropped back up. Now there's a gap over the skipper's head at long off. So you last man got it at the leg stump, which is what he does. Ball into your field.
Yeah, it's been impressive. Introduced late into today's game. Primarily because we looked almost really early. You have to turn the water. He's good. He's been good so far. Only ever feel that Nepal only need one more boundary. So these 3 deliveries have to be accurate.
Exactly the same score. 776 at this point, 19.3. It could not be any closer. Will Jacks with runs right at the end. Oh, Josh, what are you thinking? Last ball went for 6 from Will Jacks. Great drama. 8 from 3.
What we're being introduced to here is classic trademark vintage Nepalese cricket. They're known as the cardiac kids for a reason. They will send your heart palpitation up and down and again.
Harry Brook is back out. Change of tactic from Sam Curran. Whipped across on the leg side. Length is good. Will be 2 more.
ये यहाँ पर वैसे देखिए ना हमारा तो दिखा रहे हो छक्का कमल
एउटा छक्का यही हो के यही हो एउटा छक्का
गुलाब किन हालेका नि
where the game is a religion. It's an
Let's go you.
the vast majority of them find their way up to Kathmandu to live and work as professionals. Send this one over the rope, you'll make a career best. Writes his name into the echelons of Nepali cricket history. This would be the biggest
Sam Curran, the experienced Sam Curran, is getting advice from all the senior players, but it is down to him, and it is down to Lokesh to try and locate the boundary. They are 1 hit away.
इसके बावजूद पूरा बात हो अब एक बल में 6 रन
अब छक्का हान्यो ड्र हुन्छ ड्र भयो के हुन्छ लक्ष्मी
Again, sitting deep in the crease. The execution is too good from Sam Curran to maximum. That'll do it for Nepal. So far from Sam Curran. Unlikely, but it only takes 1 mistake. Again, reiterating plans. This is such an important part of the game.
नेपालले हारे भनेको एक बलले जित्यो भने
Surely, absolutely not be part of the discussion.
I've not seen it.
India ball
Surprised and shocked.
boy
He's shocked if he goes to it now. Tried and tested straight Yorker for me. Managed to jam it in. He's managed to cramp up Lokesh. He will try it again.
I'm not sure I agree. I think you got to run single. I'll tell you why, because it creates a 4 game in a super over. Now it's all or nothing. Now it's maximum or bust. You've got to hit this for 6, otherwise it's a chasing bay. Maybe if you run the one, you can think about the second if there's a fumble. They turn it down, and it is all on one man's shoulders. It's now all about Lokesh Pan. Can he find a way to get Sam Curran over the rope?
Well, surely he's going to go full and straight at the Yorker, at the leg stump. What a game we've had. Are we going to have a last ball thriller? Are we going to have a 6 to finish things off? Sam Curran has been outstanding in the previous 5 deliveries. England breathe again.
yes
They were tested, immense pressure, great crowd. Who will look back at this as a missed opportunity, but they shouldn't really. They have been absolutely terrific, as has Sam Curran, under pressure. England's on smiles, but they've been tested. Rashid not at his best. And the poor absolutely brilliant.
ये भोटल बातें लिखे ले आज एक थे कि सोरो बातें दिया थे
Opposed right until the end. Sam Curran only conceding 5 in the final over. It gets England home. Pressure this afternoon.
ल हेर्नु चाहिँ गाइस टिभी हेर्नु मान्छेहरु मलाई नदेखा यो अप्सरा हो यो आन्टी हो यो अप्सरा यो गोविन्द दाई ए नेपाल हार्यो सेट
guys set okay
Win in Australia finishes it out. England win by 4 runs.
सेट